Hi, this is a comprehensive enterprise-grade financial model built in Microsoft Excel that's fully integrated and driver-based. It has been designed to support real-world FP&A workflows across multi-entity environments. What I've done is that I have leveraged Power Query for data transformation and group-level consolidation. It enables dynamic forecasting, scenario modeling, and board-ready reporting. The model is structured into three layers. At the input layer, we have modular driver-based interfaces. Each one is designed for collaboration with business stakeholders. So operational assumptions like headcount, pricing model, or cost drivers can then flow directly into the financial outcomes using the input models. The next up is the processing layer, and this is the engine room. This is the motor. This is where everything comes into play. It houses calculation, business logic, and then Power Query powered consolidation, all of which ensure you have the auditability, real-time updates, and data integrity. Then finally, the output layer that delivers complete financial statements and managerial reports. These are designed for boardrooms, investors, and executives, but grounded all together in real operational drivers. Start with a modular input suite. Here we have planning that is based on real business drivers. Each input model reflects an actual operational level, empowering department heads and cost center managers to own their numbers whilst keeping everything fully integrated into the overall plan. So let's take a closer look at this model, starting with the headcount and HR planning. We plan FTEs by functions and roles, legal entity. Every detail from gross salary, taxes, pensions, and benefits captured. It supports onboarding, offboarding, part-time logic. Even timing by start and end date to map hiring curves and scale scenario. Next up, revenue models. This model handles subscription, services, and transaction revenue. For the subscriptions, we have what's the recurring income that is projected with deferred recognition, and it accounts for the churn rates and contract ramps. Services revenue, on the other hand, is driven by the billable resources mapped to their respective projects, factoring in the rates, capacity, and utilization. For the transaction-based income, this is volume or usage driven, using the pricing tiers and real-world operational metrics. Each particular model flows through seamlessly into the P&L, balance sheet, and cash outflows. Operational planning. Expenses are further broken down by fixed, variable, or hybrid, and then tied directly to the cost centers. Each line is driver-based, built-in headcount usage, or contract terms. Prepayments, accruals, FX, VAT logic are all embedded with full integration into the balance sheet and cash flow statements. Capital expenditure and depreciation or fixed asset register. With the capital expenditure, these are all planned at the asset level, recognized by asset. We track purchase costs, VAT, and disposals. Depreciation is calculated using both straight line and reducing balance methods. Roll forward schedules flow into the balance sheet and then thereafter the P&L. Cash book and treasury. Here we track inflows and outflows in detail line by line. We include operating and opening balances, funding lines, interest, and loan repayments. Treasury logic reconciles everything across entities, right up to the group level cash position and covenants. Now, when it comes to the processing layer, at the heart of this engine is Power Query. It powers live, scalable ETL and group consolidation. Inputs are normalized and structured regardless of the format or entity. Entities are thereafter consolidated in real time. Intercompany transactions are flagged and eliminated. Then you got a topside journal that are applied with full transparency. Even mismatched charts of accounts can be transformed into common formats thanks to flexibility mapping that you have within Power Query. Every step is version controlled and auditable. Output layer, the financial statements. The model produces a full set of integrated financials over a 5-year horizon, broken out into months and quarters. We've got the profit and loss by cost center, department, and at group level. The balance sheet with tax, fixed assets, prepayments, and working capital detail. cash flow statements that are built using the indirect methods, and then you have a trial balance and ledger view for full auditability. Ensuring therefore though that everything connects back to the drivers. No black boxes, no broken links, full traceability. All of these thereafter roll up into an executive ready reporting suite, which include monthly and quarterly KPI dashboards, variance analysis against budgets compared to forecast. Then you have the dynamic bridges for revenue, EBITDA, cash, and net debt. And of course, narratives that block everything for financial storytelling. It is not just data. It is insight with a clear narrative that explains what changed and why. The transformation impact report is also something that I've embedded into this particular model. This feature shows the impact of the strategic changes, new investment, restructuring, pricing changes, or acquisitions. We then compare these to the pre and post transformation forecast across the P&L, the balance sheet, and the cash flow. This is perfect and ideal for board reviews, fundraising decks, and M&A preparations, auditability, collaboration, and scenario control. The model is built for multi-user collaboration with defined ownership across the various cost centers. It supports dynamic scenario planning, letting you toggle assumptions and test sensitivity across pricing, hiring, or inflationary impact. And it further provides a clean audit trail, linking every financial line back to the source assumption. Navigation and scalability. Horizontally, we move from actuals to forecast to long-range plans. Vertically, we move from high-level KPIs down to operational assumptions. The dual axis lets you zoom in and out strategic overviews and zoom in for operational reviews. I'd like to thank you for making it this far with me. I am Hamilton Alogagam, an ACCA qualified accountant with decades of experience in financial performance management reporting and FP&A, that is now as a service. I started out as a management accountant, sharpening my financial modeling skills and then gaining real commercial insights. Over the years, I have then combined hands-on business knowledge with strategic FP&A leadership, deploying driver-based models like the one I've just spoken you through that speak the language of real businesses. I specialize in building bottom-up but fully integrated models. They do not just crunch numbers. They reflect how the business actually works. They serve as the bridge between finance and the wider operational organization, enabling therefore real business partnering. To see these systems in action, I would encourage you to see the detailed exploration of the walkthrough of the fully integrated model, where I demo a nested suite of operational and financial models from input logic to output-ready reports. They are built with live data input functions, feeding investor-ready financials in real time. If your FP&A function is already strong, then fantastic and more power to you. But if you've got gaps in, say, the processes, tooling, or expertise, then I would love to bridge this for you and with you. Maybe you need an FP&A expert embedded into your finance team, or perhaps you just need short-term support for an ongoing forecasting project or a model rebuild. Then let's start with just a very simple conversation that starts with a hello. Reach out and I'll show you how I can use this model to run your data through this particular one for your insight so you can see the impact firsthand. My services integrate every level of FP&A expertise, from financial modeler to head of FP&A, into one streamlined hands-on solution. I work on a daily rate, fixed-term contract or retainer basis, tailored for your specific needs. But for now, and until the very next time, happy financial planning and analyzing your company.